What if I told you that one of the darkest days in American history not only transformed music, but also shaped two of the most iconic creative works of the modern era? My name is Mac, and as a longtime fan of My Chemical Romance, the Twilight series, and an experienced participant in fan culture, I've always been fascinated by how creative works intertwine with real world events and one another. Today, I'd like to trace unexpected connections from the events of 9/11 to the formation of My Chemical Romance, the creation of Twilight, and the emergence of 50 Shades of Grey. This journey reveals how tragedy can foster profound creative expression. According to Spin Magazine's archived interview, Gerard Way was traveling into Manhattan on September 11th, 2001, as he described in a 2019 interview with Newsweek. Witnessing the tragic events firsthand felt like the end of the world. Way recalled standing among hundreds on a dock by the Hudson, watching the towers collapse and experiencing an intense wave of collective human anguish. Witnessing the attack, Way said to himself, "Forget art. I've got to make a difference." This moment directly led to the formation of My Chemical Romance. Following the attack, he wrote the song Skylines and Turnstiles, which became their foundation. In a 2019 NME interview, Way explained that the band was his therapy from the PTSD that everyone experienced from 9/11. Now that we understand how 9/11 inspired the formation of the iconic band, let's dive into how they influenced Stephenie Meyer's Twilight series. Stephenie Meyer, in an Entertainment Weekly piece, identified My Chemical Romance as one of 12 key influences, highlighting their dark and emotional lyrics as key to crafting the saga's emotional depth and various characters, such as Jacob Black. This connection illustrates a blending of music and literature that amplifies the impact of both. Stephenie Meyer explicitly linked MCR's music to her creative process when developing Jacob's character. Their music really resonated with her for his character. This really raw, uncontrolled emotion, where it's not about some person who's grown up and calloused over and learned how to control things. It's someone who's feeling it for the first time and just wants to go out and blow things up, specifically in reference to the song Famous Last Words. Now that we've established how My Chemical Romance inspired Twilight, let's take a closer look at how Twilight laid the foundation for 50 Shades of Grey. Although E.L. James, the author of 50 Shades of Grey, claims that she rewrote her Twilight-inspired fanfiction into a fully independent work, a blogger by the name of Jane Little showed that not to be entirely truthful. Using Turnitin, an anti-plagiarism software, Little revealed that 89% of 50 Shades of Grey was identical to James's original fanfiction, Master of the Universe. This revelation highlights the undeniable influence that Twilight had on reshaping one of the most successful adult romance novels in history. E.L. James openly credited Twilight as her creative starting point in a Chicago Tribune interview. She stated, "After watching Twilight, I read the books multiple times and decided to write a sequel to the books. Discovering the online world of fandom, James began writing Twilight-inspired fanfiction, Master of the Universe. It was later altered to remove explicit references to Twilight through a process known as filing off the serial numbers. James published 50 Shades of Grey with Writer's Coffee Shop, an independent publisher established by fans to commercialize their works. This journey reveals how a global phenomenon like Twilight could inspire transformative works across different genres. Now we've explored the links between 9/11, My Chemical Romance, Twilight, and 50 Shades of Grey. We can see how cultural events can ripple through time, shaping different forms of artistry. As we reach the end of this journey, it's incredible to reflect on how one of the darkest moments in American history has rippled outward to shape some of the most iconic artistic works of today. Witnessing the events of 9/11 inspired Gerard Way to form My Chemical Romance, an act of creativity born from a moment of despair. The emotional depth of My Chemical Romance's lyrics then guided Stephanie Meyer as she developed key elements of Twilight. Lastly, E.L. James transformed her love for the Twilight saga into fan fiction, which she evolved into the blockbuster 50 Shades of Grey. These connections reveal how tragedy can lead to profound creative expressions across different mediums.